States, Iran, Russia, North Korea, China, acting.
The endless battle between Russia and Ukraine continues with the latest updates surrounding drone attacks and the exchange of sanctions between the West and Russia. Ukraine launched a major 62 drone attack on Russian regions, forcing one oil refinery in southern Russia to halt operations. The Ukrainian forces used US, French, and Ukrainian-made missiles against the Russian-held territory. Russia reportedly shot down a total of 103 drones, including 62 directly over Russian territory, along US-made ATACMs over Crimea, French-guided hammer bombs, and US high-mobility artillery rocket system, HIMARS. Out of all, at least 6 drones crashed into an oil refinery in Slavyansk, in Russia's southern Krasnodar region, leading to a halt in operations at the refinery. Refinery officials said the charges carried by the Ukrainian-launched drones were larger than in previous attacks and also included steel balls. The Slavyansk refinery is a private plant with a capacity of 4 million metric tons of oil per year, or about 80,000 barrels per day, but now it is all a halted site. Meanwhile, on the Ukrainian side, forces shot down all 29 drones launched by Russian forces in an overnight attack. 16 of these drones were shot down over the southern region of Mykolaiv, where debris damaged a private residence and caused a fire. 3 drones were shot down over the western region of Lviv, with no reported damage. The attack also targeted the Odessa and Poltava regions with drones and the Kharkiv region with an Iskander-M ballistic missile. Moving to sanctions, UK announced measures against 3 companies and 1 individual over what it called the illicit arms for oil trade between Russia and North Korea. This announcement followed the United States' decision to impose sanctions on 2 Russian individuals and 3 Russian companies for facilitating arms transfers between Russia and North Korea. The British government stated that these sanctions highlight the joint malign efforts of Russia and North Korea to circumvent UN sanctions on petroleum products, which aid North Korea's unlawful military programs. The sanctions targeted Paik-Yongsan Shipping, which transfers petroleum products between North Korea and Russia, and Toplivo Bunkering Co., TBK, for allowing vessels involved in such transfers to bunker in Russia's Vostochny port. The UK announced sanctions include asset freezes, transport sanctions, travel bans, and trust services sanctions. They also target Russian cargo services provider Vostochnaya Stevedoring Co. and TBK director Alexei Vorotnikov. A court in St. Petersburg ordered the seizing of assets of Germany's Deutsche Bank and Commerzbank in Russia, as well as the Italian company Unicredit, following a lawsuit from Gazprom subsidiary Russiamalliance over the planned construction of a liquefied natural gas, or LNG, terminal in the Baltic Sea. The banks were among the guarantors in the contract for building a gas processing plant by a multinational construction firm, Renaissance Heavy Industries, and the German company Linde. However, The project was cancelled after Western sanctions were imposed. This led the banks to withdraw their guarantees. Russian Alliance paid advances to Linde for the building of the plant and now claims about 238.61 million euros or $260 million from Deutsche Bank and 94.92 million euros or $103 million from Commerzbank. However, the banks say that the cancellation was requested by Russian Alliance itself. The court imposed the seizure of up to 238.6 million euros or $259 million in securities, real estate and bank accounts of Deutsche Bank, including its Russian subsidiary and the Deutsche Bank Technology Center. Additionally, it seized Commerzbank's assets worth 93.7 million euros or $101.85 million, as well as securities and the bank's building in central Moscow. Deutsche Bank stated it has made a provision for approximately 260 million euros or $283 million under an indemnification agreement. It also mentioned the need to assess the immediate operational impact in Russia and the perspective of the Russian courts on the claim. The court also ruled that Deutsche Bank cannot sell its subsidiary businesses in Russia without the approval of Russian President Vladimir Putin, stating that the measure is necessary to prevent the bank from alienating its property in Russia. Western nations have been imposing a wide range of sanctions against Russia over Moscow's initiation of special military operation in Ukraine 2 years ago. However, it's not only Russian entities that struggle, but also the Western entities that had invested in Russia before the conflict began.